Hey there, thank you for tuning in. I'm Marie.
And I'm Jay.
And you're watching Lunch Break. We're really happy that you're here. Do you click on this video? What are we gonna have today, Jay?
Well, Marie, whether they ask for it or not, I think we're gonna give some relationship advice. We're cheaper than a therapist and probably...
Funnier.
Probably. Well, let's get right into these crazy stories here. I, 35-year-old female, have proof of my husband's, 39 male, affair with our sitter, 19 female. What now?
Divorce.
I think that sounds reasonable, but let's get into the story.
Come on.
I've been married to my husband for 8 years now, and for the first time in the 10 years we've been together, I can't stand to see him. This man ruined our marriage and family for some 19-year-old. Divorce is the only option for me because I don't think I will ever love him again. It all started 1 year ago when we were looking for a babysitter for our 2 sons. I, along with my husband, work full-time. After putting the word out, one of our neighbors informed us that their daughter was interested in the job. Maggie came by for us to interview. She had experience and she was able to work around our schedule. At the time, it seemed like a win all-around situation. We found someone responsible and Maggie found a job that could help her out. I never once was insecure about Maggie's looks or worried about my husband being attracted to her. Maggie did a great job taking care of our sons. We were both happy with her. I'll say it starts off innocently enough. I think she was very mature, like, hey, this young woman needs a job. I think she was right to not jump into conclusions in the beginning because I feel like some people might in that situation be like, oh no, this is a risk. She trusted her husband.
That's every wife must.
Around last July, I started to get suspicious because of how my husband and Maggie would talk with each other. I came home one day to find my husband making Maggie laugh uncontrollably. I tried to forget about it because I felt like I was becoming jealous of this younger woman. It stayed in the back of my head after that. The second sign was when I was changing the sheets in our guest bedroom and I found strands of blonde hair. No one in my family has blonde hair. I'm a brunette. The last guests we had over were my in-laws who don't have blonde hair either. The only person who's been in my house recently with blonde hair is Maggie. That's not a big deal though, because maybe she laid down after getting tired or something. Then there was the whole car fiasco. Husband out of nowhere one day asked my opinion about buying Maggie a new car for her birthday. This took me by surprise because it's not like Maggie doesn't have a car. Also, I don't think we're in the situation to be giving away cars as gifts. Husband's argument was that her car was old and if she took our boys out, it would be safer in a new car. I told him no on the car and that was final. After the car situation, alarms are going off in my head. At this point, I go from thinking I'm just jealous of Maggie to there's something going on here.
Buying a car for your babysitter? I'm sorry. Let's go buy her a house and I'm gonna have a child with her.
That's what it sounds like. I think she has every right to be suspicious at this point.
What's that man thinking with? Definitely not with a head.
I think he's thinking with a head.
Different.
Now Maggie's coming to work in skirts with heels on. She went from sweatpants and not wearing makeup to now have makeup on and her hair done. Then I notice her toes are painted black. My husband has a thing for feet. I've known this for our entire relationship. His favorite color on my toes is black. Now I have this 19-year-old coming to work in high heels with the toes done in my husband's favorite color. At this point, I'm 99% sure something is going on. I get a hold of his phone. I'm looking in the messages for Maggie. Maggie's in a group chat with us. All contact and scheduling is supposed to be done in that group chat with all 3 of us in it. I find Maggie being texted by my husband separately in his phone. The messages obviously have been deleted by him since the last message was from earlier today, a bunch of laughing emojis from her. I did some research and realized I could recover messages that have been deleted. What I uncovered was probably all of the evidence I needed. It's him basically telling Maggie about how our marriage is basically over. They talked about spending the rest of their lives together, how she can move in as soon as I move out. She makes a statement, your sons won't even miss her when they have me as their mom. That one really hurt me because the audacity of this woman to talk about my sons like that. Also, I found Snapchat on my husband's phone, which he's never had before this. I have a copy of the conversations on my phone. I also have them on video kissing in our backyard. They must have forgot the security camera was there. Now that I have all this evidence, I'm not sure how to approach it. Do I talk to a divorce attorney before I confront my husband? Do I confront my husband at all about this? Because I would like like an explanation about why he thought it was a good idea to throw away our marriage for some 19-year-old wanting to play housewife. Also, do I make any financial moves before blowing this up? As of right now, I've been pretending like everything's okay. I don't think he suspects anything. I'm too embarrassed to talk to my friends and family about this. I feel like I'm still in shock over all this. It just feels like a terrible dream that I'll eventually wake up from.
Two things. If he wants to actually be with this woman, a girl, I can say, he probably already done that thing. He probably already divorced you. But he don't. He just likes to play with her because she's young and everything. Divorce him. Separate your money from his money. Open your separate bank account. And another thing, I probably... If someone say like, oh, her child not gonna be missing her and they call me mommy, like, I probably go there, grab this I'm sorry, but she deserves worse. She's young and she think whole world in front of her. What's she gonna say? Doesn't have any money or anything. Unhappy man. She just dump him and he's gonna be sad and come back to you. Just divorce. Never answer.
While I'll say that everything you're saying is probably right and the best thing to do except for that one thing, definitely consult with a lawyer first. If you want our professional advice, seek real professional advice, not from losers like us on Reddit. You have every right to be upset. Not only is he cheating on you and literally throwing his family away, but he could be putting you and your children in a potentially unsafe situation. This woman knows your house, she knows your children. This may be a reach, but I don't know. She wants to play mom so bad, she might try to take your kids or do something to compromise you and your family so she could try to find a way in.
Take everything. Take more than half just because he's being that way.
OP, dig in. Privately confer with a seasoned family law attorney to discuss your entitlements and alternatives regarding parental rights and responsibilities, as well as support in property division issues. Educate yourself regarding divorce and discuss your exit strategy. Attempt to secure sole occupancy of the residence. Secretly organize all financial records for your meeting with counsel, who will make copies and restore the originals to you. For further proof, you can secretly install nanny cams for visual/audio. The more explicit the relationship is shown, the better. Get tested for STDs. Avoid sexual relations. The last thing you need is another pregnancy. When you have arranged for him to be served, quietly organize your family friend support group. Discuss naming little Missy as a party in your allegations of adultery. Once served, introduce the new couple to family, friends, and acquaintances on all applicable social networks. Alternatively, present, I'm assuming asshole, with a settlement agreement that strongly favors you. If AH refuses, then you announce the lovely couple on social networks. Do not accept a penny less than you're entitled to. Good luck. Please keep us apprised. Most of that sounds like pretty good advice. Like, you have found yourself in this really unfortunate situation. Keep your head straight, do the right thing, and remember, like, you're protecting your kids now at this point too.
And don't be with the people who doesn't deserve to be with you.
I, 42-year-old male, left my wife, 42-year-old female, after she kept making comments about me not being manly enough and not sure I did the right thing. We'd been together since we were 18. She was my first everything, whereas she'd been with a few people before me. We have an 18-year-old daughter together who is an amazing, brilliant, and kind person. I couldn't have asked for a better kid. The last few years, my wife has been making the odd comment about my manliness, etc., and I've just brushed it off, but she's really stepped it up last year, and I ended up leaving her about 3 months ago over it. I don't want this to sound like a humble brag, but I do think I'm quite manly, while also just being a normal person. I'm tall, work out a few times a week, I can do any DIY around the house, I can fix cars. I used to be an amateur boxer and cage fighter, and still do it as a hobby to keep fit. The things she said aren't manly about me are, I like to bake, I like to cook, I don't drink, I don't care if other people do, it's just not for me. I like Taylor Swift, Charlie XCX, Ariana Grande, Sabrina Carpenter, etc. My main choice in music will always be rap, but having a teenage daughter, these sort of artists get played and I like some of their songs, so I listen to them. I don't see that as a bad thing. I have a powerful car and a motorbike, but my preferred method of transport is a VW Up. It's a small car with a little engine, But if it's just me and my gym bag or work bag, I don't see a problem. Plus, I'm not one of them who feels like a car someone drives means anything. My ex-wife disagreed and said I give off a certain vibe in it. I tend to walk away from arguments with strangers. She perceives any slight as a personal insult. If you cut in front of her in traffic, she's leaning on the horn. Don't say thank you if you hold the door open. She's screaming and shouting at you. I just prefer to let things slide. An example is someone being obnoxious to me on a night out for no reason. He was in my face calling me all sorts of names and even pushed me a couple of times. I just smiled at him and walked away saying I hope he gets home safely. When we got home, she said I embarrassed her in front of her friends by letting him talk to me like that. I said, what's the point of me knocking out a drunk kid who's half my size? She said I'm a doormat for the world. There's a few other things mainly connected to stuff me and my daughter have in common around stupid social media videos. She said it's like living with two teenage girls.
I don't think anything bad the father can be interested in whatever his child interested in. Man who's don't want to be in a conflict? Girl, you lucky one. Man who exercise, who's sitting and playing with your kid, have the same interest, you're lucky. She maybe have a crisis.
Yeah, it definitely seems like she probably has had other people in her life. So she might have this like kind of weird idea of like what a real man should be. And it seems like he does cool man shit anyway. He boxes and cage fights, you know, for fun. He probably trains at like an MMA gym or something. Like he sounds like a pretty cool guy, and he has a teenage daughter. He does things with her to be in her life, and he takes an interest in it. Yeah, it just seems like she wants something a little more toxic than you're willing to offer.
She just imagined this can be more romantic or more masculine, but in the end, it's not feel good.
In September, I left her. I said I can't be spoken to like this anymore and be belittled. It's not fair. Even then, she had a dig and said a real man would change. She's changed her tune since and said she's willing to go to therapy, both individual and couples, and try and sort out her issues. I don't know if the cuts from things she said are too deep though. Since I left, I felt more relaxed and happier. I don't have to worry when I put on a song or want to bake a cake or cook something a bit different, what would be said, etc. At the same time though, it's scary as she's all I've known, and being alone and meeting new people scare the life out of me, as I've never done that before. Everything is telling me I'm on the right path now. I have a niggling doubt in my head that all those words she spoke about me are true, and I'm an annoying person that will be alone forever.
No, you're not gonna be alone forever.
Double down and commit to leaving. You're happy and you don't have young kids to worry about. Your soon-to-be ex should have corrected when you communicated how you felt. Yeah, it is a scary thing, but at the same time, like, can you spend the rest of your future feeling disrespected? You're obviously secure in who you are and what you like and what you do. You, sir, are a unicorn, forever sought after but rarely seen. You are the treasure at the end of the rainbow with all of your interests, talents, abilities, caring, and intelligence. If, and hopefully when, you sever ties with her, take time to figure out what you want and deserve from a partner and a relationship. Take your time to find the real deal, as you deserve someone equally well-rounded.
Probably supposed to be with someone else. You're great. You have so much stuff you can be proud of, especially how you're proud of your child. Just don't look back.
Yeah, tell her to kick rocks while you bake a cake. My boyfriend, 23 male, told me he was putting me in my place after a small comment. I, 22-year-old female, don't think someone who loves you says that. We've had arguments before, but this one really messed with my head. So I made a harmless comment the other day. I told my boyfriend he kind of had a marathon runner body. Not as an insult, just a light comment. He got annoyed, but I thought it was over. The next day, I told him I had gone to the gym and ended up vomiting twice. It was a rough session. Instead of checking in on me, he brought up my comment from the night before and threw it in my face. You say I look a lot like a marathon runner. You can't even handle one workout. How often do you even go to the gym? Then he said something that made my stomach drop. I'm not comparing, I'm just putting you in your place. I don't even know how to describe how that felt. It was condescending, disrespectful, and it felt like he needed to win something at my expense. To make it worse, we had talked about how I loved cherries the day before, and in the middle of this argument, he goes, you know what? I'm not getting you cherries. You don't deserve them. What am I, a kid being punished? I'm currently thinking of breaking up with him because I reached a point where it's just too much. I don't think a man who truly loves a woman can treat her like that or talk to her like that.
Let's go just imagine that he have not a marathon body, but no brain.
A big stupid head.
Empty.
Now, I can totally understand if, like, by you saying something about his body made him feel really insecure, sad, uncomfortable, upset. Understandable. But he could have definitely conveyed that to you in a way better way. Like, you're both in your 20s, you're adults. You could have had an adult conversation. He could have pointed it out. You made me feel bad. You could have apologized, and that could have been it. But he decided to go a different route. I think you're right in feeling like maybe this relationship shouldn't go any further. This is kind of indicative of what can turn out to be pretty abusive. Him feeling like he needs to put you in your place, like you're subservient to him, that doesn't make for any type of healthy relationship dynamic.
Yeah, absolutely agree with you. And you don't say anything offensive. I mean, I don't know. Maybe in a gym bros having a marathon runner body, it means like skinny and like it's pretty lean. Maybe he's understand that in a way like you think he's weak. I mean, I'm sorry, not compatible. It doesn't worth it. And you deserve cherries.
This just seems like indicative of abusive behavior, which can be unsafe. And I think some of the commenters agree. This seems like one of those times where it's okay not to break up with him in person. He sounds like he could be unhinged in his response, and you might not be safe. Most respectfully, it's always okay to break up with someone via text or phone, not in person. None of us know what a couple's relationship is actually like. I was going to break up with a manipulative boyfriend over the phone, but my bestie insisted that I be an adult and do it in person. As I said, he was manipulative, and it took me months longer to break up with him than it otherwise would have. Months of abuse because I was convinced there's only one right way to break up. Break up any way you want to. Do whatever seems best to you. You owe no one a reason, excuse, second chance, closure, or any other bullshit. He's not anyone to be putting you or anyone else in their place.
Yeah, put yourself in a place outside of his life. Make yourself much happier.
Well, Marie, these were some pretty heavy relationship stories, and I hope we're able to offer our own insight into these kind of things for them. And if you, the viewer, have any story that you want to share with us, you like our opinion on things, and you want to get it for your story, submit it to our subreddit, r/lunchbreak_GSP. We'll be happy to read them, check them out, and if we like your story, we'll share it on a future episode, and we will make sure we shout you out too. And Marie, if they haven't already, what should they do?
Like, comment, and subscribe. Our channel is full of Reddit stories.
Yes, definitely. And please subscribe. We just hit over 200 recently, and we're trying to grow. We want to engage with you in the comments. We post these stories every Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. to make it in time for your lunch break. And we'll be happy to catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.